Hello students, welcome back to your science class. So students, in the previous class in this chapter, that is the fundamental unit of life, we were talking about the different cell organelles. Now talking about the different cell organelles, we can include, we have understood the main part of the cell, and that will be cytoplasm. It will include the nucleus, as well as that will also going to include the cell membrane, which is a part of all the different types of a cell. Now talking about that of the different types of a cell organelles. So see, there is one which is this endoplasmic reticulum is there, mitochondria is there, Golgi apparatus is there, and many more. Yes, it varies with the cell to cell. Like eukaryotic cell, they do not have all the different type of a cell, while the cell of a higher animals, prokaryotic, they do not have a all the cell organelle, but yes, eukaryotic, which is present in that of the higher animal, they consisting of the cell organelle, which is all the different types of a cell organelle which help in performing the function properly. Now see here, endoplasmic reticulum, it is what? It is a large network of a membrane bound tube, and we have understood about the endoplasmic reticulum, that what, see here, in the endoplasmic reticulum, the thing which we have understood, it is when you look at the structure, it is a kind of a coiled form of a structure is there. Basically, endoplasmic reticulum, it is divided into two different types of two different type. One is the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, and the other one is the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum is what? In which there is no presence of any ribosome is there, while rough endoplasmic reticulum is that in which the ribosomes are present on the surface of it. That is called as the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Basically, when we look at the function of that of the ribosome, we come to know that ribosome is what? It is useful in synthesizing the protein. So we can say here that rough endoplasmic reticulum, as it consisting of a ribosome in it, so it will going to perform the synthesis or protein synthesis. If we see in case of the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it does not consisting of a ribosome on its surface, and that is why the surface is really very smooth. So this one, basically it help in the lipid formation or in the fat molecule. So ribosome, which is present on RAR, it is responsible for the protein synthesis, and a smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it is responsible for the formation of the fat or the lipid, students. Okay. Now if we talk about the endoplasmic reticulum, what is the main function of the endoplasmic reticulum? It used to produce a lot of a hydrolytic enzyme, and these hydrolytic enzyme, as well as it is also responsible for the release of the hormones. So hydrolytic enzyme and hormones, it is formed with that of the endoplasmic reticulum. So one of the function of the endoplasmic reticulum is to serve as channel for the transport of material between various regions of cytoplasm, or between the cytoplasm and that of the nucleus. Okay, so endoplasmic reticulum, it used to it's a transportation channel which help in transporting the cytoplasm, the things from the cytoplasm and that of the nucleus. The another function of the endoplasmic reticulum, it is also that it is what? It is like a cytoplasmic framework which provides a surface for some of the biochemical activities of the cell. Even if we look in the liver cell of the group of animal that we call as a vertebrae, SER, it going to play a really very important role. This is work as a detoxifier. It actually help in detoxifying many poison and the drugs which is present in it. Okay, so it plays a really crucial role in detoxifying the poison and the drug. Now let us start to understand the another kind of cell organelle which we call as a Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus, it was first of all discovered by Camillo Golgi. It's really important to know who discovered Golgi. Golgi, it was discovered by Camillo Golgi. And what kind of a system does it have? It is having the system in which the vesicles are what? Membrane bound. Flat sac like a structure is there which is arranged parallel to each other in a stack that we call a cystone. So remember, cystone is, whenever cystone is asked, you will write it, that is membrane bound vesicle, flattened sac, arranged approximately parallel to each other in stack, that is called cystone. So cystone is what? The vesicles are there, flattened sac, it is arranged parallel one over the other, that is called cystone. And these membrane, they are having a connection with the membranes of the endoplasmic reticulum, and therefore we can say that this basically constitute another portion of a membrane system, of a cellular membrane system. So first of all, you must know what are the different parts of that of the Golgi apparatus. Flattened sac like a structure which is placed one over the other, or which we can say that which is parallel to each other, that is called as a flattened sac like a structure, and which we call as cystone. So the first part, the flat sac like a structure, is cystone, and these membrane, they have a connection with that of the endoplasmic reticulum, and therefore it constitutes the another portion of a complex cellular membrane system. So basically it is connected with that of the endoplasmic reticulum, and that will also help in the other portion, and that is the cellular membrane system. Now if we look at the other one, so the material, you can see here it is written that what is the role of the Golgi apparatus. So the material which is synthesized near the endoplasmic reticulum, it is packed and dispatched to the various target inside and outside the cell through the Golgi apparatus. Now this Golgi apparatus, it is also acting like in transportation. So basically it helps in packaging, remember, and dispatching. So that is why it is also called as a mail of the mail room of the cell, that we call as a Golgi. You know that in the mail room also we used to dispatch anything by packing it. Similarly, the material which is synthesized to that of the endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum, it is there in order to produce the protein, in order to produce the fat or any other material. And this material, whichever we will synthesize in that of the endoplasmic reticulum, since the membrane are having the connection with that of the Golgi apparatus, thus it will be packed and it will be dispatched to the various target inside or outside the cell with the help of the Golgi apparatus. So it is the Golgi apparatus which used to help in taking the material which is synthesized from one target to the other. Now what is the function here? The function of the Golgi apparatus, you can see it helps in storage, then modification, packaging of product in vesicles. So storage, packaging of product in vesicles, and dispatching. All these things will be performed by that of the Golgi apparatus. So whatever will be the thing which is prepared by that of the endoplasmic reticulum, it will be stored, modified, and packed, dispatched in the vesicle. Sometimes what happens, there are a complex sugar which is basically made up of made from simple sugar in the Golgi apparatus. The Golgi apparatus, it involved in the formation of a lysosome. So basically, the formation of the lysosome, which we also call as a suicidal bag, it occurs in that of the Golgi apparatus. Okay, so this is also a site for manufacturing the lysosome. So these are some of the functions, student. The first function, it help in storage, it help in modification, as well as it help in packaging of product in vesicle. In some cases, the complex sugar may be made up of a simple sugar which may be present in the Golgi apparatus. And in the third one, it will help in the formation of a lysosome. So basically, it is used in making that of the lysosome. Now let us see about that of the Camillo Golgi. See, Camillo Golgi was born at Corinto near Brescia in 1843, and he studied medicine at the University of Pavia. So he studied about the medicine. After graduating, he continued to work in Pavia at the hospital of St. Matteo. At that time, most of his investigation were concerned with the nervous system. So basically, he started working with that of the nervous system. There he was working in Pavia in a hospital. And in 1872, he accepted the post of Chief Medical Officer. So see, he became the CMO at the hospital, and for the chronically sick and at Abbiatico Grasso. And he first started his investigation into the nervous system in a in a little kitchen of this hospital, which he had converted in laboratory. However, the work of great importance which Golgi carried out was a revolutionary method of staining individual nerve and cell structure. So first of all, he was working on a nervous system, and then he plays a really important role. He explains the importance of the staining individual nerve cells or that of the cell structure. Then afterward, this method is referred to as a black reaction. Actually, when he started doing this staining one, so this process, it was called as a black reaction. Now this method uses a weak solution of silver nitrate and is particularly valuable in tracing the process, a most delicate ramification of cell. So basically, this is a weak solution. There is a weak solution of a silver nitrate, and it is valuable as it is help in tracing the process. All through his life, he continued to work on these lines, modifying and improving this technique. Golgi received the highest honor and award in recognition of his work, and he shared the Nobel Prize in 1906 with Santiago Ramón y Cajal for their work on the structure of the nervous system. So basically, all through his life, he was working as a medical officer. He was working at medicine. He studied about medicine, and then he started working on a hospital. And in all these things, he actually researching or working on the nerves. He had developed a very good idea for staining, and he understood what is it's a kind of a revolutionary method where he had understood that with the help of a staining, he will be able to see the structure of the cell. Later on, he got Nobel Prize for that. So it was because of Golgi only the name has been given as a Golgi. Now lysosome. Lysosome is what? It is another kind of a cell organelle. When we look at the lysosome students, the lysosome is what? Again, a membrane bound sac which is filled with the digestive enzyme. Remember that. This is really very important line. Membrane bound sac filled with the digestive enzymes. So whatever the things when enter into that of the lysosome, it help in engulfing that of the food particle and help in digesting that of the food with the help of the enzyme which is present in it. So the digestive enzyme present in it will help in the in digesting anything. Now, these enzymes of the lysosome, they are made by rough endoplasmic reticulum. Obviously, we know that the endoplasmic reticulum, it is responsible for producing the hydrolytic enzyme hydrolytic enzyme, and it help in producing that of the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, so it is a membrane bound sac which is filled with the digestive enzyme, and it is made by rough endoplasmic reticulum. Now, lysosome is what? It's a kind of a waste disposal system of the cell, and these help to keep the cell clean by digesting any foreign material as well as worn out cell organelle. Basically, when you look at the lysosome, what is this? It's a kind of a waste disposal system of the cell. Why? Because it will help in removing all the waste material from the cell. So, these help to keep the cell clean by digesting any foreign material as well as worn out cell organelle. So, lysosome help in removing all the worn out cell organelle by digesting them with the help of the enzymes which is present in it. What happens if any foreign particle enter into it? The lysosome releases the hydrolytic enzyme, and these enzymes help in dissolving or help in removing that of the worn out cell organelles or worn out foreign material. Okay, so foreign material such as entering the cell, such as bacteria or food, as well as the cell old organelle, that will be end up by the lysosome. This is really very important function you must know. That is, first of all, it will help in removing the worn out cell organelle. Worn out means the cell organelle which is not working, which is the old one. How it will be cleaned? It will be dissolved with the help of the enzymes released by that of the lysosome, and it is because of that the lysosome is also called as a it is what? It is a disposal system of the cell. Now, lysosomes are able to do this because they contain powerful digestive enzyme capable of breaking down all organic material. So basically, it consisting of a digestive enzymes, which what happen, which help in breaking all the organic material which is present in it. So lysosome, they contain the digestive enzymes of breaking down all the organic material. Now, during the disturbance in cellular metabolism, for example, when the cell get damaged, lysosome may burst and the enzyme digest their own cell. Therefore, lysosomes are also called as suicidal bug. This is really very important line. Why lysosome is called as a suicidal bag? It is called as a suicidal bag since whenever a cell may become an old, so what happened or damaged, the lysosome, it will burst and all the enzymes will get it spill into that of the cell, and ultimately the enzyme will going to digest their own cell. And since it used to eat its own cell, although it is a worn out one, but since it used to eat its own cell, that's why it is also called as suicidal bag of a cell. Now moving on, mitochondria. So mitochondria are known as the powerhouse of the cell. Mitochondria, yes, why it is called as a powerful powerhouse of the cell? Whenever we talk about the powerhouse is something through which we get energy, right? So all the powerhouses are helping us in giving the energy to us. Mitochondria is also the same thing. Mitochondria, it is present inside the body, and you know that for doing work, for anything, we need energy. What will happen if we will not going to use the energy? So if there will be no energy, the person will be not able to work properly. So we get the energy from the mitochondria. Now this mitochondria, it is having the two membrane covering. Outer membrane, it is porous, while the inner membrane, it is the deep folded. Yes, when you look at the structure of the mitochondria, When you look at the structure of the mitochondria, students, you will find out that this mitochondria is a double walled membrane, and out of the two membrane, one is what deeply infolded while other remain perforated. That the mitochondria, the outer membrane, when you look at the outer membrane of the mitochondria, it is porous, and the inner membrane is what it is deeply folded. Now these fold will going to increase the surface area. Why there is a folding? Actually this folding also consisting of a F1 particle into it, and these F1 particle also help in oxysome. We also call it oxysome. So oxysome or F1 particle, or that of the which is present at the inner fold of the mitochondria will help in absorbing the will help in producing the energy. So we can say here that these folds help in increasing the surface area for ATP generation and the energy which is required for the various chemical activities. Now the mitochondria, it is there as it help in releasing the ATP, which we also called as adenosine triphosphate molecule. ATP is known as energy currency of the cell. Why it is called as the energy currency? Obviously it will, as it help in giving the energy. Now the body uses the energy, store it in ATP and making new chemical compound and for mechanical work. So body, the energy which was produced, it will be stored into the body itself, and we can use it whenever we want it. Okay. Now here one more thing that we must know. Mitochondria and even the plastids, these all are the two organelles which is having its own DNA and ribosome, and therefore mitochondria are able to make their own protein. Okay, so they both of them are capable of regeneration, as they both of them are having the mitochondria in it. Next one is the plastid. Plastid is what which is basically present in the plant cell. It is not present in the animal cell, students, as the type of a plastid present in it is chlorophyll or a chlorophyll or chromoplast, or a chloroplast we can say. So chloroplast, chromoplast and leucoplast. These all are the three different types of a plastids are there. What is the role of the chromoplast? Chromoplast is that pigment which is basically responsible for the giving color to the plant. It will also include that of the chlorophyll, where the chlorophyll consisting of the chloroplast, and the chloroplast help in producing the the chloroplast is also help in giving green color to that of the plant. Similarly, other color are also will be given by that of the chromoplast. So we can say here chloroplast is what which help in performing the process of photosynthesis, as well as it help in giving color to that of the plant. So chloroplast, as it consisting of the pigment chlorophyll. Now this chlorophyll help in the process of photosynthesis. Chromoplast help in giving color to the other part of the plant, which will include flower, which will include shoot. Okay. Now leucoplast is there, student. So leucoplast is a primarily organelle in which materials such as starch, oil and protein granules are stored. So these are what? These are some of the pigments are there in addition to the chlorophyll, and the leucoplast is what it is basically organelle which is there for the storage purpose. So it help in storing the starch, it help in storing the oil, as well as it will also help in storing the protein granules. So starch, oil and protein granules are stored into the to that of the chromoplast. Now or present in the chromoplast. Now the internal organization of chloroplast is consisting of a numerous membrane, and these are similar to mitochondria in external structure. So basically when we talk about the mitochondria as well as plastid, both of them are able to since both of them are having their own DNA, so they are able uh, to regenerate themselves. Okay, so this is about student, this is about the plastid and mitochondria.